Okay, welcome back to day 271. Oh boy, is it tiring. Yes. I am very tired. What else is there? What else is going on? I don't really think anything's going on. I played some biddy games. I realized that I don't enunciate very well, and then for me to say biddy games, I feel like isn't really helping. You know what I'm saying? I need to take these nails off. I'll do that tomorrow. Or repaint them. I don't know. Could be fun. Maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, there's I looked up the statistics for my state, and when the mask mandate stopped, or it was going down, mask mandate stopped, kind of went like this. 2 weeks later, it's like, whoa, I'm like, so a lot of places, a lot of counties are reintroducing mask policies, and it's like, it's almost like we shouldn't have got freaking rid of it to begin with. So, yeah, I am tired. You realize that? And you're just like, whoa. I was like, that's not good commentary. That's not very descriptive at all. I'm like, I think in the fact that you just said that sentence is proof enough that you're tired. The other thing is, I was thinking of getting some coffee, but then I'm like, oh, I don't want to stay up, because sometimes it hits me for a very long time. When especially since I try not to have coffee too much, so when I do, it's like, hey, I'm like, I'm so tired, what? It's like, you can't sleep. And I'm like, but I want to. It's like, no sleep, no, none for you. So I'm like, oh. So, instead, I'm like, you know what, I would be also nice? Some chocolate. So I got a tiny chocolate bar from, like, the German chocolate. I took a chocolate bar and I wanted to melt it just slightly. So I, put it, like, in between my thighs to melt. I melted too much, so I opened it and there's a pool of liquid chocolate. Chocolate, because, cat's meowing. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. The cat was meowing. Was it about the melted chocolate, or did I move on? I don't know. I'm tired. I wonder if you have a cup of water, how much would that, when it just gets up in the air, you know, they said a 10-mile radius. I'm just like, would it spread out that much and then in a 10-mile radius kind of move? Or would it just be one little area move? Or would it, I wonder science. My favorite weather. My favorite weather is always fog, because God, it's so nice when you see it on like the floor of a forest and it's foggy. It's just so beautiful. And then when it comes to it lifting, and there'd be like the fog and then just the treetops, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And if it rains and it has that, but when it's like foggy when it's raining, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Was I talking about COVID or was that before? I don't know. I have such a headache because I'm so tired. I want to go to bed. Yeah, but I wanted coffee, and I'm like, no, not coffee. But now it's far too late to have coffee without it affecting me. It's like, yeah, no, I can't. Couldn't possibly have it now because if I have coffee now, I'll never go to sleep. But I also have to still get ready for bed and stuff, which sucks. So I don't know why YouTube deleted my comment on that guy's comment. It saved my like, but I got rid of my like or my comment reply. That's the word, the reply. So that's such a weird thing. What else is there? What else is new in the world? Surprisingly, I heard a lot about the Olympics this year. For me not caring and us, I thought boycotting the Olympics. Hear a lot of the Olympics, which I never did before. I never knew about the Olympics. But I heard there is the story, or the big controversial story, of the one gymnast who decided that she'd rather take home bronze than compete and potentially be injured or killed for trying to do gold, because she had, I think they called them like the twisties or something. So like instead of, I guess like she's twisting, and in gymnastics, if you don't fall or land correctly when you fall, you can severely hurt yourself. So what happened is she's like, no, I'm not doing that. Sorry, goodbye. And apparently it's quote unquote controversial because why would you, like, I don't know, it's like, apparently it's controversial. For me, I don't see how people can find it controversial, which is ironic because I'm making conversation of it right now. I think that would be that's the point. So what happened is the fact that her putting her safety first isn't backed by everyone is just ridiculous to me. Why do I know twisty hairs? Anyways, so the fact that like her putting her mental health and physical health first is bullcrap. And people are like, oh, if you can't stand the pressure, it's like hear me out, mental health does affect physical health. Meaning if she got the twisties because she was worried or nervous or anxious or anything, she shouldn't do it. If it can harm her, she shouldn't do it. So then people are saying that, like, oh, she can't do that, blah, blah. But it just reminds me of the story where I was taught it in a, wow, isn't history great? But what happened was there was a wrestler who was wrestling this other guy back in the early Olympics, where one guy was in a hold and he's like, I know how to get out of this hold. I'm going to hit this guy's leg. He is going to fall, and I will technically be the victor over this battle. However, if he falls and then he's holding my neck, I die. And so apparently the guy died, but won. And people are like, that is who we need in the Olympics. And I just remember hearing that, and like I remember one lady in my class, because we got taught it in like university. One person just like, why is he such a, like, what? Like, is it worth it? And I was like, oh, his name is still in history, so maybe it is worth it to him. If he's still down in history as a well-known Olympic player, competitor, then yeah, maybe it was worth it for him. Because apparently, theoretically, it was calculated. And I'm like, if he died instantly, how do you know he thought it through? Or thought he would die? But, so I don't know. It's like with the Gordian knot thing, where it's like, there's two main theories on the Gordian knot. Either the guy solved it and undid it correctly, like actually solved it, or he cut it down the center and went, ha ha ha, solved it. The answer was sword. And apparently no one knows if it was even A, true, to begin with, and B, if it was one of those two, and people don't know which one. I'm like, well, those are vastly different things. Same with King Alexander, who they were going through the desert, and of course, since he is king, he got, or prince or whatever at that time, he got more water than the rest of the guys. So apparently, they would drink out of their helmets. So he got it in his helmet, and he was going to drink, and then he saw no one else was drinking. And there's two stories that go around. He passed the tiniest bit of water to everyone in his whole army, or he poured it out and said, if you guys can't drink, I can't either. And the fact that isn't concrete which one he did, but he was pretty young. He was bisexual, I'm pretty sure. He was really good in some things and not in others, and one of those might have been critical thinking he was not great at. So pouring it out literally is on the table if you look into who he was as a human. And I'm just like, the fact that these stories, that the Gordian knot, him with the water, the Olympic guy, even, it's like, the victor is the one that tells history. Also, is like another thing where it's just like, the victor is the one that tells the history. So if the people go down being like, oh my god, this guy won the match, well, they're gonna say it was calculated even if it wasn't, you know? That just with that. The other ones don't really make sense with the victor telling history, but it was just very funny that there are these well-known things, or even if there was a king named Arthur in general, like, that not even a magic king, just how much is the story based in reality, or is it 100% made up? and a lot of people say it's 100% made up. They just chose a name, but people also like, we don't know. There might have been a king named Arthur, or a person, like a royal member named Arthur, that the story is based off of, or his character is based off of, but we don't know. All we know is magic isn't here, so it's not magic. To knowledge. You know, it's really funny that they're not there yet. Yeah, we're not there yet. I was wondering if it was about to happen. Them jumping in the pool was, yeah, kind of pleasant, to dear God, it's so cold, it's so unpleasant, because of winter was hitting, and then slowly but surely my brain just went, ooh, but that looks so nice though. Ooh, but that looks so nice though. And now it's like, I want to go to water. I want to go in the water. I want to touch the water. I want to swim in the water. I don't like swimming, but I like being touch water. So we're gonna, yeah. We didn't go. We didn't have a pool, obviously. We didn't have a neighborhood pool. My aunt did, though. She always said, like, yes, and you guys are now these people that we have passes for. Everyone knew it was bullcrap, but they paid for, like, 4 passes, so they got 4 passes, and just passed us them. But yeah, what happened was, we weren't really pool people, but especially the ocean, living kind of close to the ocean, nearish the ocean, I just like, water from a distance. Dear God, the ocean. I'm not to side with Mark here. The ocean's scary. I almost drowned when I was little, to the point where I literally gave up on fighting to survive and went, I guess this is it. I just remember sinking to the bottom, like, there's no point anymore in fighting. I'm too tired. And then my dad swooped me up and took me to the side of the beach, and the lifeguard was like, oh my God. And I was like, oh. And then somebody said I should have went to the hospital, and then I just remember people being like, oh my God, to my dad, but your leather belt. And I'm like, but his youngest child, what the hell, what do you mean his belt? Who cares about his belt? I was dying. Anyways, they had a mismarked pool. It was like a ledge from 4 to 6 feet, but across, well, mismarked. It was not very nicely marked, where if you look across it said 4 feet, but right where we jumped in was 6 feet. And I'm like, cool, I'm very young, so could we, like, I was like 9, so more towards the 4 feet. 5 feet, I guess. 6 feet was still just too high, so I could have to bounce to try to, I guess 6 feet's taller than a lot of people. Anyways, the point is that I couldn't just stand there on my tippy toes and breathe. Yeah, why do I guess some pools just go to like 8 feet or plus, and it's weird because it's very tall, very deep. Not like very deep, but I mean like deep, like, that's funny. I never thought about it.